All right, here's one coming in from Abram West Eden. Says, "Dear Commander Wooly and First Lieutenant Pat,
Hey.
Abram with a comment and question. In Star Trek Voyager's most infamous, one of the most infamous episodes, Threshold, can be summarized as Tom Paris breaches Warp 10 barrier, and then he and Janeway turn into weird salamanders and have babies."
You gotta watch.
Does this check out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this checks out.
Dude, I fucking said the episode before you did.
While this is genuinely funny and bad, what people forget about this episode
They leave the babies there.
is that the first two acts are Lovecraftian horror, where Tom Paris, having glimpsed the true nature of the universe, becomes increasingly and physically and mentally unwound, and is shown literally melting and babbling insanely with makeup and such, confined to a force field in the sickbay. Here's an image attached. So,
Yeah, I know emails.
right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
It actually rules. It's the real Bloodborne shit, until the abrupt third act turns into shitville, and it's wildly compelling.
No, that's not the problem. The problem with Threshold, so Star Trek is for fucking massive dorks.
Oh my god.
Right? Star Trek is for huge fucking nerds, right? You know this. You've met people who like Star Trek. You know me.
Hi.
So when the core concept is, what if we go faster than Warp 10? And people who have watched Star Trek have watched like 200 episodes where people go faster than Warp 10.
Right, okay.
So the whole fucking concept just completely fails right off the... Because you have, nothing.
We've already done this in multiple... Yeah, okay.
So when all the weird shit starts to happen, you're like, why?
So wait, is that because it's like, do the writers just not give a fuck about what the last person did? Is it like Western comic books?
The Voyager
Marvel?
writers in those last couple of seasons were just fucking throwing whatever the fuck they wanted.
Okay, who cares what... Yeah, all right.
Kate Mulgrew, is that her name? The lady who played Janeway was like, I have decided, based on what the writers are giving me, is that Janeway is bipolar.
Okay. And this explains what I've been told is the kill 'em all. Yeah, okay, all right.
The other thing, and this is like one of my favorites. So there's like, did I tell you about fucking Chakotay on fucking Voyager?
I don't remember the names.
Okay, Chakotay is the Native American first officer.
Okay.
Right? And so he gets, because he's the first officer, that means he's like secondary main character.
Okay.
He gets backstory episodes, which, because he's Native, means he's going to get visions and shit. He's going to meet his fucking spirit animal. He's going to do all that. He's going to do all. He's going to talk to his fucking ancestors and shit.
All of it.
And the Voyager staff, they were like, well, we don't want to fuck this up. That would be like really screwed up and offensive. So we're going to hire like a Native American consultant, right? And they hire him, and he's like, oh, you do this, and you do this, and you do this. And the episodes start to come out, and natives are like, what the fuck is this fucking bullshit? But they do the season, and then later it's found out that that's a fucking white guy who was pretending.
Oh no, David Carradine.
Yeah, he was just pretending.
Oh no,
and he was just making up a bunch of fucking shit. So now every single fucking time you see fucking Chakotay open his mouth, you're like, this is some fucking huckster's bullshit coming out of his mouth. Dude, that show is a fucking mess.
Oh no. God.
Yeah, he was
Jesus
Italian.
Christ. That's the worst. Oh man.
Voyager's writing staff is they fucking swung for the fences in all the worst ways. I think there's a lot of insane things that I've seen on like a serialized TV show, and a lot of things that they ask you to fucking like accept, right? But like in the first or second season, there's an episode in which Harry Kim, one of the ensigns, the Chinese guy, he fucking gets cloned like against his will, and there's two Harry Kims, and the original Harry Kim gets fucking killed, and then they take the clone with them, and it never comes up once. It literally never comes up ever again that they are traveling with the fake.
So isn't that just a different version of the Jonathan Frakes fucking what's his name?
Yeah, but that one the transporter nonsense is like they doubled them.
Yeah, okay. So God, all right.
Oh, Voyager's so fucking awesome. It's the shittiest fucking thing ever.
As you're talking about the whole like native spirit thing or whatever, so actually it's just one of the things that does that in a really cool way is in the comic Saga, there's this native spirit that is basically like this kid that is an orphan in this war that gets bombed and killed and is a ghost now.
Got it.
And like because they're a ghost, they're like stuck like protecting the land because all of their ancestral spirits are supposed to be land. And she's like, this fucking sucks. I hate this. I don't want to be stuck here. I don't want to protect anything. I never got to leave the planet. I don't care about any of this. But just because this is where I'm from and I have to do this, I have to guard this stupid fucking forest. And then like becomes a main character that it's like makes a blood pact with a baby to fucking leave and get out of there. And it's just like turning that thing on its head. It's great. Anyway, the question was, is there a piece of media that is wildly ridiculed for a hard misstep, but you're still willing to go to bat for it? And why?
Oh, man. Oh, there's good shit in that first season of Next Generation. But there's also, like, the planet of the violent black people.
No, there isn't. Oh, man. Dude, okay. But here's the thing. Every time you say some crazy shit like that, I'm like,
Wooly.
But I've actually watched a bunch of the older Star Trek. Like the first series.
Wooly, there is a game that people who have watched all of Star Trek can play. Here's the game. I played it with Paige. I played it with other friends. You go, you probably won't believe this, but, and you talk to your other friend who watched Star Trek, do you remember that time? And then you say the most out-of-pocket shit you can think of. And Paige, or whoever has not watched Star Trek, or you in this case, goes, fuck you. That's bullshit. That's not real. And the trick is that it's always real. It's
the realest it's
it
ever
is
been.
Always real.
Oh my god. Okay. Dumb shit that everyone rightfully makes fun of, but you're still willing to go to bat for it. When I was younger, one of my favorite shows on television ever, I was obsessed, was with Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap,
I fucking...
I know. Quantum Leap's really good.
I love that show.
Quantum Leap's really good.
It's so good. One day there was unfortunately an episode where he went into someone who had Down syndrome.
Yeah, he had Down syndrome.
And you never know who you leap into until you look in a mirror. And so he looked in a mirror, and Sam is in the call, go like, oh, what's going on? And he says, oh no,
You want to hear something crazy, Wooly? You want to hear something fucking crazy? That man would go on to helm as captain of the Enterprise.
Get the fuck out.
That actor.
Oh, wait, in Enterprise, right? Yeah. I knew about that. Quantum Leap guy is Enterprise. I do that I do know. Yes.
No, not the guy he was inhabiting.
No. Quantum Leap, right? Quantum Leap guy went on. Scott Bakula went on to be the captain in Enterprise. Yes, that I do. I did hear about that. I fucking loved Quantum Leap, and we got that on the Sci-Fi Channel in Grenada back in the day too. And it was fun to watch. I really enjoyed it, and I don't remember that episode, but the internet sure did. And I will go to bat for Quantum Leap.
Wooly, do you remember that time the ship's doctor had to fight her possessed grandma who had been taken over by an Irish sex ghost?
Okay. We can play a game here.
Yeah.
I that's bullshit, but I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know what show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, is that DS9?
No.
That's Voyager.
That's TNG.
That's TNG.
That's TNG.
Ah. Okay. Because is it not more off the rails the further into the future we go?
No. You would think so. But, like, so Voyager goes the farthest off the rails in terms of quality. In terms of, like, oh, this is off the rails, but it's bad.
Okay.
They all go to the stupidest fucking places. Like, I could say, hey, do you remember that time Worf got infected by a virus, and when they looked in his mouth, he shot acid all over everyone's faces and tried to get everyone pregnant? You'd be like, well, Worf is only on TNG or Deep Space Nine, but which one is it?
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's TNG.
It's all right. It is the fact that the entire quality television program Quantum Leap has been distilled into one scene, and that's only thing.
You know
that
why
matters.
that is? Because Quantum Leap didn't end.
No, he never.
That's why
he never left home. He never left home.
It just ended. And the show never continued.
And I always wondered, is he gonna leave home finally? There was one where he like did, but then had to fake leave again, or it was almost home, but like something. No, there was one where he left home, but he wasn't in his own body.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah. He didn't. He wasn't in his own body. Right. That's what it was. Fucked up. It was horrifying.
Did you ever watch Sliders?
Did Sliders get home?
I don't know.
I don't know if I was about to ask if Sliders ever got home.
Paige were talking about that Sliders episode where they get home and they're like, "This is amazing. We're finally back home." And their family's like, "Oh, it was so crazy that you guys leapt into the slider machine." And then they're in a bar and they look at the fucking wall and the Golden Gate Bridge is blue. And they're like, "No, we're just in an incredibly similar timeline, parallel that we left." And like some of them decide to stay, and they're like, "Fuck it, good enough."
Okay, I could never watch Sliders because it was only airing on Friday nights, and that's when it was the Sabbath.
Yeah, well.
But I remember the font. I remember that fucking. Good. I remember that font though. Oh my God!
Gimli's
all right.
in that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. John some Davies. He played the professor.
Oh, Davies. Yeah. Davies.
What's his fucking name?
Is it T Davies or TD Davies?
Someone in the chat help me. Yes. With the
doctor.
John Rhys Davies.
Sure. Yes, I do recall.
Yeah.
That.
That show has one of my favorite lines of dialogue mocking the British. It's like, do you know why the sun never sets on the British Empire? Because God doesn't trust the British in the dark.
Not bad.